Fennec Shand was not happy. "Let me get this straight," she said. "In the short time I was gone, you decided to become a crime lord and set up an empire. I know this wasn't your plan all along, 'cause you told me it wasn't. You told me we were gonna kill Bib Fortuna and then hit the road." I replied, "That's still the plan. There are just a few bumps we need to smooth out. You already know this. Once we make the money we need, then we'll be on our way." With contempt in her voice, Fennec Shand shot back, "Save your bantha poodoo for someone less intelligent. You reopened Jabba's bounty broker business. You reopened Jabba's racketeering business. You've opened a nightclub and bar. And you're starting a war with a rival criminal outfit. That doesn't sound like someone who's trying to get to hyperspace." I reluctantly said, "I'm going to say this once. Then we'll never speak of it again. My priorities have shifted. The Tuskens took my name, my reputation, and my fortune. And I aim to get all of it back. And this palace is the fastest and most efficient way to do that." Fennec shrugged and said, "All right, as long as I know the game plan. What's next on the agenda?" I shook my head and said, "More racketeering." Sometime later on the streets of Mos Espa, Fennec Shand continued. "That merchant didn't argue at all. And not only did he agree to pay you, he gave you that ugly monster." I laughed and said yes. His store's been getting robbed. So he welcomed the protection. And he says he throws one of these creatures in with every business deal. So I didn't want to refuse. I'll let it go when we get outside the city limits. It was at this point that the big red energy shields began to ignite, and we found ourselves surrounded. I said to Fennec, "I recognize the assassin's uniform, but the night wind wouldn't be this clumsy. There's 2 snipers on the rooftop. Grab them for questioning." Fennec said, "Are you sure, boss? There's 8 of them." And I laughed. It's been a while since I've been able to stretch my legs. This'll be fun. And then I went to work. It only took a moment to know for certain that these men weren't with the Nightwind Assassins Guild. Fennec thought the same thing when she easily snuck up on the 2 quote-unquote assassins. We took him home to interrogate him. I started off by saying, "I'm going to make this as easy to understand as I can. I don't like it when people try to kill me. So I'm going to show you what happens when someone tries to kill me. Then I'm going to tell you I'm going to do much worse to you if you don't answer my questions. And then we'll see where your resolve lies. Now if you'll direct your attention to the holes in the ground, you'll see your partner, who isn't getting the same opportunity you are. Fennec, if you'd release the Rancor, please." The fear of watching his friend be devoured was enough to frighten him into talking. But then I added that I was going to let my D-88 droid chop him into pieces before I fed him to the Rancor. After that, he told us everything we wanted to know. And we were off to the mayor's office. The gentleman at the reception desk was less than cordial. "I'm sorry, but everybody knows Boba Fett is dead, and the mayor is quite busy today. You'll have to make an appointment and come back." One of the Gamorreans took it upon himself to occupy this gentleman as we went about our business. The moment we stepped into the mayor's office, the reason for the assassination attempt was made clear to us. Knowing that the mayor was irrelevant at this point, I turned my attention to the pike in the room. So I said, the syndicate runs the mayor's office. The mayor chimed in. Nobody runs the mayor's office but the mayor. And I'll have you know, nobody here had anything to do with your assassination attempt. With venom in my voice, I said I hadn't mentioned the assassination attempt, you idiot. Now shut up and let the important people talk. The Pike representative spoke up. I assure you, Master, Fett is it, that I'm just a concerned citizen, visiting my mayor's office. And that was the end of my patience. And my inquiry. I know all I need to know at this point. And the time for talking's over. The mayor's guard gets bold, but I don't even turn my gun, knowing Fennec Shan wouldn't miss that detail. She yells out, for the love of the Force, stop shooting every Pike you see. You're gonna bring the whole damn syndicate down on us. I snarled back, let's hope so. And then turned my attention to the mayor. I own you now. An associate of mine will be coming to work in your office to keep an eye on all of your affairs and make sure they align with mine. And until I take over the spice trade in this city, the mayor's office's official stance is anti-spice. And then I turned around and walked out. Fennec yelled behind me, "Hey boss, where are you going?" I stopped for a moment and said, "I don't like people trying to kill me, Shan." As I walked away, I heard her say to the Gamorreans, "Get his back." As I walked down the alley to the Pike Syndicate's base of operations, it seemed Pikes were materializing out of every shadow to fall in line behind me. And by the time I reached the front door, there were a dozen Pikes in front of me, and just as many as behind me. One of them spoke up. "It's awful brave of you to come here, Fett. Especially all alone." I didn't say a word, just stood and stared. And nervously the Pike said, "Oh, you're not alone. Let his little pigs through. Do you have anything to say before we kill you?" Ignoring the Pike, I said, "Fennec, are you waiting for an invitation?" Fennec cleared the doorway in a matter of seconds, while the Gamorreans engaged the Pikes in the alley behind me, leaving me to enter the spice den. I'm a big fan of these jobs. There's just something freeing when the mission parameters are kill everything that moves. And while killing bantha fodder is therapeutic, there are actually important people I need to kill. Outside, Fennec came down off the rooftop and yelled to the Gamorreans, "Move inside and kill and destroy anything you come in contact with." And that was an order the Gamorreans were overjoyed to hear. Inside, I broke down the door to the control room. I said, "Okay, which one of you's the leader? Which one of you's the one that put the hit out on me?" The well-dressed Pike in the middle said, "I'm obviously the leader. And the assassination attempt was just to get your attention. We had sent an emissary to do business with you, but you turned us down. Now all this started because you killed one of our men. How do you think the Syndicate's gonna respond after they find out about this mess?" I said my response is the only one of any consequence. And then I killed everyone in the room. Just then Fennec Shan entered. "The Gamorreans are wreaking havoc throughout the halls. What's next?" I replied, "We finish burning this place to the ground, and then we go execute the next portion of the plan." Shocked, Fennec said, "Plan? You mean to tell me you planned all this?" I answered, "Of course. This was also a possible outcome of today, and I planned for all possible outcomes. Now we've got to hurry. We've got to strike first if we're going to survive this.